All right, we're live. How you doing, friends? This is Ernie, trader of futures. Used to be called Crypto Ernie. Anyways, today, market is in panic. Severe panic. We had what's called a limit down event. Actually, we had two successive limit down events today in the futures market. And basically that means that when price falls a certain percentage, it sets off a circuit breaker is the best way to think of it. And all trading is halted. Just stopped. Right there. No matter what you're doing. Ain't going no further. That happened early in the morning. And then when the market opened, almost immediately it tried to go down again. It went down and tripped that circuit breaker again. Another limit down event. Absolutely crazy. Now, there wasn't any such circuit breaker on oil. Now, the limit down has the effect of sort of stopping everything and says, all right, everybody calm down. Take a little time, think about what you're doing, back off away from the computer, go to the break room, come back, have a cup of coffee, and then start selling again. But in oil, I got coronavirus. No, I'm just kidding. Oil, it was down, 20% or more. Why was oil down 20%? Well, there's a little bit of a kerfuffle going on between Saudi Arabia and Russia, both in that organization we call OPEC. And, of course, Saudi Arabia wants to cut production. Russia wants no part of that. No part. None. Why doesn't Russia want part of that? They're happy to see prices come down. They think with prices coming down that they will hurt America. America. They think they're going to hurt America and Canada, shale producers. And Russia can stand a lot of this price degradation to a certain extent. But actually, if you go to Bloomberg, they give the nod to Russia because they're lefties over there, super lefties. And they always side with the leftist position, thinking that Russia's strong because they're socialist. Well, kind of. They're kind of like an odd mix of socialism and capitalism. And CNBC and I think the rest of the financial world is giving the nod to Saudi Arabia. They're the ones that are going to be able to withstand this much more, mostly because their cost of production is so damn low. Man, what does it cost? I don't think it costs them anything. No, it costs, I don't know. They're down in, I believe, the single digits when it comes to production. Here in America, I think once we get below 50, 40, 35, 35 is about it. Well, that's not really that big of a deal with America. Why is that? The reason why it's not that big deal with America, well, I'm talking about America. We'll just switch hats here. Because America, we do this thing called hedging. We hedge our positions. We are well hedged. We're well hedged way off into the future. Way off into the future. Till about December, maybe January of next year. And after that, well, everything's going to be all right. Will Russia be able to outlast America? Will Saudi Arabia be able to twist their arm enough and convince them that cuts are the right thing to do? Keep prices up? Will Russia be able to withstand the huge impact this will have on their economy? All of these are great questions. But who is really getting hurt in all of this? Who is really feeling the pain? The real pain. The blood in the streets pain. Because we got this thing called coronavirus. And if you've looked at any of the major pundits that are out there that are talking about it, like Peak Prosperity, and what's the other guy? John, man, why can I? John Campbell. Why can I never remember his name? I always want to say McDonald. You go to the WHO or to the CDC, and you start looking at all the dashboards, and you see who is actually hurting from all of this, who has not been able to take any of the modern precautions like you could see in South Korea or any of these other more advanced nations that are really doing something to curb the spread of corona. There's a question as to how much we're actually doing here in the United States. I suspect that the travel restriction that Trump imposed when they first discovered this probably had a positive effect to slow things down so that it doesn't severely impact our economy. It will slow it down, but I don't think it will diminish the overall effect that this coronavirus has. Now I'm getting off track. Who is getting hurt? Check out Iran's numbers. Iran's getting hurt. Not only are they getting hurt, but through some crazy, misguided belief that their religion can bring them through this, their fanatical idea that God will protect them from the coronavirus. They are continuing with practices and even doubling down on them where they're kissing, hugging, kissing walls, mushing around, kneeling together. And as a result, the spread of the coronavirus and their lack of any really good medical attention or any procedures that are doing anything to try to curb the spread is completely lacking. They are getting hurt big time. They're going to get a double whammy. They're going to get hit with low oil prices. They're going to get hit with corona. They're going to get continued to be hit by all the sanctions we have on them. This could be Iran's last stand. It very well could be. Some might even think that it was a coordinated effort to oust Iran because they are experiencing the perfect storm. Not America, not Russia, and not Saudi, but Iran. That's right. That is who is really getting hurt in all of this. It's a crazy world out there. Man, all the major companies, they're down so hard. You can see right behind me here. What do we have? This is Chevron Corporation. Where are they today? Chevron is down over 14%. Let's see what else we got. The Dow. What the hell is that? The Dow is down 7%. Holy moly. That's crazy. And let's see. Exxon, the real biggie. Exxon down. That's fine. They're down a lot. Let's see. They were at 48. They're down to 42. They lost 6 out of 48. They're down 18%. Had to do that calculation in the head because I'm from America and we can do that thing here. Oil. Oh, this looks so bad. Now, if you've been following me, I've been predicting oil down to this nether region. and even lower. And in fact, I believe that oil will go down even further. Right now, oil currently at a little bit over $32 a barrel. I believe it's going to get down, and it actually reached all the way down, touched 27 and change. Unbelievable. So what I've done is I've hung orders all the way down to 22. I might even hold it, hang orders down even lower. You might think, that's ridiculous, Ernie. It's never going to get down there. I'll bet you. I'll just bet you. That's where I'm hanging orders. Got orders. The other thing, commodities. All the commodities are down. All the gold miners. More Corona. The gold miners are down. Everybody's down. What is the best thing that you what is probably the thing that is most attractive right now? I don't know. I haven't looked at any kind of heat maps here. I would imagine if you looked at today's heat map, it's just going to be solid red across the board. But there are some companies that are going to benefit from this. My wife went to Costco this weekend, and we're going to stock up on our paper towels and toilet paper and meats and other things. We've got a few refrigerators, and they're just packed solid in the freezer portion with meats and other things. And we've got non-perishables and soups and cereals and all kinds of stuff, just, lining. We've got our own water. So we're all set for any kind of pandemic and any type of quarantine. But when she went to Costco, first of all, they were spraying everybody's hands with sanitizer before you go in. And then when she got in there, she said, man, it was like a madhouse. All the paper products were gone. So we were able to get, what we needed, or at least, and we've been building up, so it's just adding on to what we already have. Because we're hoarders, and we're from America. Anyways, I went to the Big Y, and they still had paper goods there, although it was sort of half stocked. So people are, So this is telling me that there are certain companies that produce consumer staples, produce soups, cereals, paper products, soaps, that sort of thing. Those companies are going to stand strong because those are the basic things that we need. Those are the things that we're going to hoard. So, there's some opportunities there. Go check that out. What else? Check out to see what kind of comments that we have here. Gotta bring it closer because I can't see that far. I even got my glasses on. Your girl Lynette going live too. Time for her to hype it up more. Well, Lynette's going to hype it up very differently than I am, I'm sure. And I wouldn't necessarily call her my girl. She had me on her show once, and she wouldn't have me on again because I mentioned Bitcoin. And they are just totally Bitcoin scared, I guess is the best word. And I tried to explain to her, but I'm a contrarian. You want me on there. They said, oh, I'm sorry. You said Bitcoin. That's the magic word. So they won't invite me on their show anymore, even though we had a pretty good talk last time. Let's see. How can we go on the Dow Jones? I guess you're asking, where should you buy the Dow Jones? I think you should be shorting it, quite frankly, and short every rally. Kind of like the same advice or strategy that I have for Bitcoin. Short every friggin' rally! For now. Until the plunge protection team comes in and fixes all of this. Of course, we still have the Fed to come out on the 18th with their rate cuts. And right now, I believe, let's see, let's just check the Fed Watch tool. see where all that's. The Fed Watch tool. We'll check out to see where interest rates are likely to go there. So there is right now, a 38% chance that we'll get a 25 basis point cut, and a 62% chance that we're going to get a 50% basis cut. Now, we just got a surprise 50 point base BPS. And, this is very, very typical of the Fed. People think that they know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. It's just one big experiment for them. And so if they knew what they were doing, do you think they would have to do this sort of emergency cut just 2.5 weeks before their actual Fed meeting where they were planning on doing a cut anyways? And now they're probably going to do another cut, probably bring us down to near zero interest rates. I never thought this could happen. I really didn't believe, but I do believe now. Negative interest rates are in our future. And even the Trumpster said that. He said negative rates are in our future. Now, I believe that he has a plan. And his plan, once he gets elected, is to continue to infuse the economy as much as he can. Run up that debt totally. And then refinance it and find a way to get rid of the Fed and perhaps go back to some sort of greenback standard. I believe that is what his ultimate plan is. And that should really shake the boots of the banksters, because that will spell their near demise. They'll still have something to go on because we won't be able to completely wean ourselves off. We're going to refinance the debt, wean ourselves off that, go to greenbacks. I believe that is his ultimate plan. And so for now, he's more than willing to take the cheap money and finance, what he needs to finance. So I think that's what we're going into. So a lot of people are talking about a reset, and I believe that is actually the reset that we're going to get. There's argument that viruses are alive or not. I guess by some classical definitions, they may not be alive because they can't propagate themselves. They are more or less a parasitic type of organism. But they've got genetic material. So are you also shorting oil at all, or just accumulating with limit orders? No, I shorted. I am actually out of the short right now, so I collected my profits. So I'm not shorting at the moment. But I have set limit orders, or what I'm calling hanging buy orders, that are way, way down below. And, the thing is that when we have this type of volatility, it's very, very difficult to trade this. And we can go through a lot of ups and downs, and I really don't want to experience that. I prefer to just sit back with the cash, wait for things to get low, and then grab things as we can. Crypto death spiral, maybe. Well, now see, that's another thing. Bitcoin came down. It's down hard. Ethereum's down hard. And a lot of people are trying to tell me that somehow that has... I'm looking up here. I'm looking at my other monitors up here. It gives me a crick in the neck. But a lot of people are trying to tell me that has something to do with these events. But all this really has to do is the whales are now going to cash. They're taking the cash, their fiat. These real believers in the crypto are taking their fiat out so that they can then inject it into this market. So they'll have cash ready, so when this market comes down, they can buy at the bottoms. That's what they're doing. So to think that Bitcoin or Ethereum in some way have some sort of global macro correlation is such bullshit. They have no correlation whatsoever. Because they're magic money. Get it? They're magic money. It's just just shilled by a bunch of whales and miners and other people. And all you retailers out there think that you have something to do with it. You just plebes. For Christ's sake. Let's see. Do you expect a recovery rally in the next few weeks? I've been planning to take out some cash in the next recovery rally for sure. That's a good question. There's some people that say that this is going to be a V bottom. Others say it's going to be a U bottom. I don't know. I'm planning for the worst type of bottom there is. And but I'll take either one because, you know, when you're basically all in cash, you can do that. You can wait. Wait for the blood in the streets. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the blood, for it to start flowing, not just showing in the corners of the eyes and the ears and the nose. No, I want it to start flowing down the face and down the neck and over the chest and then dripping on the ground when it's really in the streets. And then I want to see people fall and grab and crawl to the curb, say, "Help me!" That's what I'm waiting for. That is what I'm waiting for. So there's the state. Let me recap. Oil down big because of a trade war between Saudis and Ruskies, and with the idea that they're going to hurt America. But the real target of all this, I believe, is Iran. They're getting the perfect storm with sanctions, low oil prices, lack of revenue, and coronavirus that is just devastating them. Now, coronavirus is probably going to be a big problem here, America too. But I think that we're smart enough and we have enough facilities that we can elongate the problem so it doesn't become a hugely cataclysmic event from an economic point of view. We'll have plumes that will pop up and probably be problems, but we'll be able to quickly squish them. So that's pretty much it. That's all I've got to say. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Big thumbs up. Smash that like button. Comment down below. Love to see your comments. I try to answer every single one if I can. And let's see, any more comments? Oh, there's lots of comments, but no time. Gotta go. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next video.